3 of the biggest shootings in the past 2 decades resulted in a combined total of 75 fatalities. These deaths, all from 3 separate school shootings. And aside from the death rate, all 3 shootings ended in many more injured bodies. You see, it's possible that with proper education and more formal training that those numbers wouldn't be so high. I would like to add a disclaimer though. I am not suggesting no one would have died. I'm merely stating schools could use more protection. But let's look a little deeper into the problem. While it's hard to predict and stop a mass shooting, it's not that hard to equip students and faculty with the right tools to defend themselves. For example, like many other campuses, Arizona State University locks the doors of empty classrooms, and I can certainly understand why. However, in the face of an emergency and following the go to the nearest classroom rule, what would you do? You're face to face with a locked door and a shooter on the loose. See, these are the questions we should be asking ourselves. The saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. So I must ask, does that same village mourn the death of that baby? To answer, absolutely. Children are one of the most precious gifts. The death of a child is a death of opportunities. It's the death of innocence and peace. And sadly, it takes away a piece of a family. The community should be concerned simply because young children are left defenseless in the face of an armed shooter, but we have the opportunity to change that. Ultimately, the goal is to protect people in the event of an emergent situation. I don't believe we are going over these things enough or stressing the severity of the situation. I would like to see change and more preparation among schools. This goes beyond school shootings, but I'm talking about lockdowns and bomb threats and chemical spills or anything else that's dangerous to a large body of people. And by now you're probably thinking, why is this even possible? This brings me to my influential factors. Americans constantly fear death. It's natural. The only thing we fear more than a natural death is murder. We see this as a common act on television shows, but when it becomes reality, it's terrifying. Do we have to wait for another tragedy like 9/11 before we implement more safety regulations? I would like to believe that the fear of a bigger school shooting and the want to protect the children would elicit change. There are 3 strategies I'd like to suggest in order to fix this problem. First, schools need more planned drills. Now, I understand that it takes away from learning time, but only doing a drill once every 3 to 4 months seems really ineffective. We need more drills during passing period when everything is already chaotic and loud. Students should learn to expect the unexpected. Second, we really need to utilize faculty meetings. For some reason, it bewilders me that schools say, we're in lockdown mode over the intercom. You have just signified to the dangerous person that not only are you in school, but they will be hiding and all they have to do is check the classroom. The faculty should come up with a code or a word or a phrase that's not so obvious and doesn't make everyone a target. Lastly, schools should effectively use their time during assemblies. What happened to the DARE program and fire safety? Remember those say no to drug weeks and don't get in the car with a stranger talk? Times are changing and we need to adapt with it. So take one assembly and go over the expectations and precautions in dangerous situations. These strategies are merely suggestions and may not work. However, I am certain that by educating people, even in the wake of chaos, someone will remember what to do. And even if they only save their life or one other, they are doing what these strategies are designed to do, protect and educate. No one should be scared to go to school, and no parent should be scared of sending their child to school. It's time for change, and we have to make that happen. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you can see the intensity of the situation. Remember, education is key, educate and protect is the motto, and saving one life is the goal.